Well, hey everyone, thanks for joining us and tuning in. I am sitting down with Jim Floros, the CEO of the San Diego Food Bank. Jim, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, good to have you. Well, tell us a little bit about what you do at the food bank. Give us a quick background.
Well, I'm the president and CEO, and been with the food bank for a little bit over 7 years. It's been the best 7 years of my career. It's been crazy. We operate at a breakneck pace, which is very fun. We have a kind of a motto that success only has one speed, and so that's how we operate.
And tell me real quick, what are some of the challenges you guys are facing right now at the food bank? I know right now food insecurity is just going up and up. And so what are you guys up against right now?
It is crazy. I mean, you can't make this up. Before the crisis, we were feeding about 350,000 people a month. Uh, that number for March was probably somewhere between 550 and 600,000 people. And just in like a 2 or 3 week time period, we use March 12th as our line of demarcation when everything kind of got crazy after that. So just in the month of March, we distributed 65% more food than we normally do. And then, of course, April, we won't have our April numbers for a while, but that number of people served and pounds distributed is going to be, 600,000 people and, a million, 2 million more pounds than we normally do.
That's amazing. Wow. And how does that, what are some of the needs you guys have in terms of, I know volunteers, you guys rely a lot on volunteers and you guys are probably giving out a ton of food. Are you bringing in the same amount of food? Like what are some of your guys' challenges?
Well, the one thing is when we first started on this, we kind of really realized because everybody was kind of freaking out. And so if you saw any of our messaging, it was like, hey, this is what the food bank does for a living. This is what we've been doing for over 40 years. Our supply chain that helps us feed 350,000 people a month is solid. 200 distribution sites, network of 500 nonprofit partners. Really, it's not any more scientific than just getting literally more food into the food chain and really rely on that supply chain. So we'd made some adaptations. We did some things early on to remove all barriers from our nonprofit partners and make sure they had enough food because we were hearing from them that their lines were doubling and tripling in size. So we distributed about 700,000 pounds just to our nonprofit partners in a 2-week period. All right, let's just get a lot of food out in the community really fast. We did 4 mass distributions, which we're not convinced that's necessarily the best way to reach people. The grassroots approach really is more dignified, but we thought, well, if we do these distributions, we'll maybe help shorten the line. So we did one at the stadium, Del Mar Fairgrounds, Southwestern College, and Grossmont Center. You can only really logistically do 1,000 cars. So we did 1,000 cars, which is about 4,000 people, but thousands more show up. And logistically with law enforcement and traffic and all the, you can't really do more than that. And it just breaks our heart to send people away. And really, if we're looking for serving people with dignity, sending people, after waiting in line for 2 hours, that's not a good thing. So we are tapping the brakes on the mass distributions. We really think that grassroots approach, which is what brought us to the dance, the way, if you really want to, compare, so those 4 distributions, we probably serve 16,000 people. But our network in the grassroots approach, we probably fed 600,000. So really, this is the way, because there's so many distribution points. People can go online with dignity, find a distribution point near their home, get their food they need. So we really are going to push more towards doing that. So our need. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nate.
Well, yeah, that's kind of where, as a church, we've been doing like every Thursday, we drop and drive. People are dropping off non-perishable goods and just going out to local little food pantries in our area. So is that a good approach for our church?
That is the best approach because that's what we were doing before. We have such a wonderful partnership with you guys. That's how we've been able to help you and partner with you guys to serve that North County inland area. And it's dignity. Allows people to, if they're, working or going to school or whatever, and not running around trying to chase after services. So that's one of the things I'm most proud of the San Diego Food Bank. We have a network of 500 nonprofits. So it doesn't get any more grassroots than that. And really, it's on us as being a local agency to really empower those agencies. What do you need? You need food, you need expertise. How can we help you be successful? We really like that. We've been also adjusting and adding school districts because that is one of the challenges we have is that those kids that were getting that free reduced lunch during the week are no longer getting those. And a lot of school districts are still doing feeding programs, what we started to do is partner with those districts to also come out, maybe weekly, maybe twice a month, and do some bulk food distributions on top of that to kind of give that family a little more stability. So we have, I think, 16 sites with San Diego Unified, 12 with San Diego County Office of Education, 4 with Vista. I had a call with San Ysidro last night. So we're just kind of adjusting and trying to see what makes the most sense to try to still work within our framework, which maybe it could be our mobile pantry, because then you roll in, you do a distribution, and you roll out, and you're not creating a whole new program.
That's good. Maybe Jim, speak to the person who, some people are like, why are we giving out free food? Like, who really needs that? Maybe that's because we're in certain bubbles where we don't see the food insecurity. So maybe give an example of what the typical family looks like that needs food right now, and how that's not, just giving a handout.
That is a great question, Nate. And so many people equate the food bank with feeding the homeless, and while we do that, it's less than 5% of our service population. You know this because of our wonderful partnership. Working poor, seniors on a fixed income, children living in poverty, and active duty military and their dependents. And so before the crisis, we estimated about 1 in 7 people, about 450,000 people in San Diego County are food insecure. Now, with COVID, and I don't know what the latest figures of the number of people who've been laid off or furloughed, 3, 4, 500,000 people. I mean, literally, we could have close to 1 million people in San Diego County that are not food insecure. And there's an interesting dynamic because people who've never asked for help, people who were embarrassed to ask for help, maybe for the first time in their life, they need help. And we want to really tell them there is no shame in asking for help. That's what we're here for. We're here to serve you. We're here to help you weather the storm, literally. And then this will pass, and we'll get our lives back together. But yeah, this thing changes every 24 hours, and it has so many twists and turns. But we're doing a pretty good job of adapting to it.
That's cool. Maybe share, why do you do what you do? What gets you up every morning? Why do you enjoy your work?
Well, I'm a career nonprofit guy. I was not the course I set out for, but I fell into a nonprofit job right out of college, and I fell in love with it. So it was about 8 years with an international charity at the world headquarters here in San Diego. Then over to the Burn Institute for 20 years, working with emergency services and the Regional Burn Center and burn survivor support and prevention, and did that for 20 years. And then joined the San Diego Food Bank, and it's just been amazing. It all everything, life ends the same way for everybody, right? So it's what happens during that journey. What have you done during your life to make the world a better place and to make an impact? And it's about your legacy, it's about lives you changed and what have you. And really, people who really have the whole nonprofit idea of doing something bigger than yourself. That's what drives me when I'm hiring people at the food bank and really hiring the culture. If you're just here for a paycheck, then there's other better places to work. But if you can bridge your job to the cause, there's nothing better in the world. And you, obviously, as a man of faith, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's about making the world a better place and not just existing.
So are you going to come preach for us one weekend? Because that sounded pretty good.
Yeah, I could probably do that. I do a lot of fundraising. That's probably kind of close. So bring me in, but put me in, coach.
Put me in. That's great, man.
The way that people can be part of the solution. Obviously, we still need volunteers in the warehouse. That's a big part of our supply chain, sorting and packaging food. We've had to reduce the size of our shifts because we have to do social spacing and all that. Some individuals have been really stepping up. Some will say, well, all your shifts are full. Well, scroll down. There's still some openings, and check back because we do get cancellations. And then obviously donate money. I hate to say it, but we put in about 2 weeks ago, we put $1 million food order in. We're in the middle of finishing up our second $1 million food order. I'm sure the third one is on its way. And we've never put in $1 million food order in ever. That is not that's something we normally will do. And so we're just trying to adapt. We want people to know that there is enough food, and we're really evaluating distribution and supply chain. That food you order doesn't show up in 3 days. Sometimes it takes 2 to 4 weeks. So they can go online, SanDiegoFoodBank.org, and make a gift. There's a virtual food drive. And then maybe even more importantly, for your viewers who need help or know somebody who needs help, SanDiegoFoodBank.org /get help. So san diego foodbank.org/get help. What we do is we have those 200 distribution sites. Some are monthly, some are weekly. So we update our website every week, and we'll list out all those distributions that are going to take place that coming week. It's over 100 each week, countywide, strategically laid out. So, you should be able, with dignity, go on our website, find us a place to get food for your family, and we're going to be there for you.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you. Anything else you want to say? Any concluding thoughts or anything? That's helpful, man. That's good.
Nate, I just want to thank you guys. I mean, the thing I'm probably most proud of in the food bank is just our community partnerships. We love partnering, and you guys are doing such great work there. And we really value that partnership that we have with you guys. And it's those kind of partnerships and it's those kind of relationships that are going to help us weather the storm.
Yeah, agreed. Well, and right back at you. We're so grateful the work we get to do with you guys at the food bank. You guys are incredible. And so thanks for all you guys do.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
brother. Good luck to you guys.